I'm back today with a new idea for our mini, at least my mini window envelopes. This idea is kind of an adaptation of another idea that Kathleen had about wraparound pockets in journals, but this is slightly different. This is the one I want to make a pocket from. I had a bunch of these pieces, these offcuts of the file folders from the Dollar Tree project that I did, and I'll link that if you haven't seen that video, my finished journal. I'm using this edge as a template to make a tab on the edge of this pocket. And what I want to do, I think I'm going to cut it off about right there and have that much. I'm going to make a tall pocket because I'm thinking about my boho journal that I'm going to make. And I finally found the book I think I'm going to use. It's this book. I got this recently at a Salvation Army store. It was only 50 cents. And it's got a gold cover. And it's how to make flowers out of vegetables, flower arrangements out of vegetables, which I think is kind of funny. But it's the right size that I want. I want a big journal for my boho journal. And so since this is a big book, I want to make a big pocket, a big tall pocket to go in here. When I finally get started on that, I'm going to do it. I'm keep telling myself that. I always get distracted by other things, but I need to get distracted and do it for a change. Anyway, I'm just going to draw. Actually, I'm not going to draw. I'm going to take my knife and cut it. Do I want... I think I'm going to go just a little bit taller there and cut it about right there. Let's get it lined up straight. Or you could just tear this off, you know. I cut it all straight because my mother taught me that way when I was learning to sew. Make it precise. And as Rhonda from Joy Antique said the other day, it's like she used to be that way too, but she decided she liked it better off-center, torn, ragged, whatever. So I agree. This envelope is perfect because it was opened at the end. This end is open. Trust me. There we go. So that gives me the option of opening up any other side that I want to open. I still have this open, which is going to be the top. I'm going to make it so it's a top loading pocket. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a tab on this side and then cut back above and below the tab, if that makes sense. Let me show you what I'm going to do. Okay, this is my template. Got all my pieces that I'm thinking about using on this. And what I'm going to do is I want the tab to come over this fold so that it's connected both in the front and back. But I want it to have this edge at the top of it. So I'm just going to draw here. I'm going to end up using, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. I mean, you could do this freehand if you wanted to and not use a template. Not be precise like my mother taught me to do. Okay. And then what I want to do is I'm going to take a ruler and go from, I just kind of want it to be parallel with this line down here. So I'm going to put it right about like that and just go down that way. Okay. So now I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to, oh, you know what? I don't like that tab being so wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase that and move this side up. I think a tab about that wide on this pocket would make more sense than a big wide tab. So I'll just do that and connect this like that. Okay. All right, now I'm just going to cut this off, just kind of fussy cut it there. Like that. And here. And any pencil lines that I leave behind, I can just erase those. This kind of makes a little peekaboo in a way. If you have your tags out just a little bit there, which, you know, you could have something cute on the edge or something, some stenciling or something if you wanted to do that. Okay, I'm going to erase this line right here. You can still see that that had type on that, but I'm going to put something over that and it won't show too much. Other options you could do is just paint over it, or put washi tape or a piece of fabric over it, or paper, just a piece of paper stuck on there, whatever you felt like doing. And then this edge needs to be cut open. So I'm going to do that with my scissors. And I'm not very good at this, but I'm going to give it a try, see what happens. Just barely cut off that edge. Looks like I did pretty well. And that looks fairly straight-ish. My mother used to say, even though she was precise, she'd give me this grace, and she would say, it will never be seen on a galloping horse. So that's been my mantra for a lot of years sometimes. I'm going to round this corner just because I want to. And my cutter doesn't do it right all the time. It's probably operator error, but sometimes I have to do it several times to get it like I want it. Okay, so now we have a pocket, and I'm going to show you how this works on a page. I've got a journal here. This is the first journal I ever made when I first got started in junk journaling. And I still like it after all these years. It's way fat. It's got a ton of pages in it. Hold it up. Lots of lace on the edges. Lots of stuff in it. Bulging. But I learned a lot doing this. Okay, this pocket goes on a left-facing page. And it goes over the page like that. And see, that page edge shows right there. So that's kind of cute also. And then on this side, you can put paper over this, paint over it, whatever you want to do. But you could just have a writing pad here would be cute, a little scrappy pad, or any other idea that you want to have. But this side has the window. And then you could have a tag to go in it. I'm thinking about using this guest check tag since it has the green background to go in there like that and put something on that. And what I'm thinking about doing is adding this daisy to kind of go over this and over this window at the top or something. I haven't decided completely yet. But what I want to do right now, I want to glue this together. It doesn't really need to be glued together, but I'm just going to put a little glue down there on the very edge of it. I'm just going way down in there in the bottom. This is my Aleene's Turbo Tacky Glue that I just put in one of these little dispenser bottles that has the needle point on it that makes it easier to do fine gluing. When you're trying to get just a little bit in a place, it makes it really handy. And, oh, there it comes. It's going to work. Okay. Just do that. All right. I'm going to put the book back out of the way so we can work here for a minute. I think this is kind of a pretty envelope anyway, so it doesn't need a whole lot done to it. But I'm wondering if maybe that just needs a little bit of paper or something over it, maybe a different color. In my boho journal, I'm planning to have a lot of teal and purple and green and various other colors. Here is a doily that I had left over. Maybe a little bit of that on there would be cute. You could do it this way and just go over the edge of the window there. I think I like that. Let's see, where do I want it to stop? I think I could come down a little bit more and stop before I get to that. Maybe like that. I just want to camouflage that text there. It doesn't really matter, but I just think it looks better if it's not just blatant in your face that, oh, this is an advertisement piece, which it is. It's what we do with junk journals, but I kind of like to have it camouflaged a little bit, at least a little bit. It doesn't have to be all the way hidden. And I'm probably going to end up with glue on my map because I'm not sure exactly where I'm gluing on this, but we'll see. Okay, let's just put that down. And that. And then I'm going to cut the rest of it off and then touch up the glue on the edge where it goes. Okay. Hope everybody's having a good spring, and spring has finally arrived wherever you are. We've had some lovely weather, but I think the pollen is really high because both my husband and I have allergies, and you probably can hear it in my voice. And I'm better. I'm much better than I was for a while there. I was pretty sick puppy. And it was allergies. I mean, it's ridiculous how much they can affect you. So, anyway. Let me bring that down some there. I'm going to glue this down. And I guess first I need to make sure I got this part glued down over here. At least now I know what I'm need to put glue on, and what's missing is missing. So everything there needs a little bit of glue. Okay, I like that. I like this envelope because it has this ridge. It's almost embossed. I guess it is embossed because you can feel it. Design in it there. Do I want this further up? Like that. Down a little bit. Maybe that echoes each other. I feel like I don't have quite the right thing there. I could put as a butterfly. I could do butterflies on there. Might be nice to stick a butterfly on it. I've really enjoyed this set of butterflies that I got at Hobby Lobby. That's where I got them. Had them for quite a while. They've got a little bit of sparkle to them. You can maybe see that little bit of sparkle. I don't know if it's showing it. Maybe glare from them. They're shiny. So if you don't like shiny, you might not like that aspect of it. I kind of like the idea of having it come over the window and just whatever you put in there, then it shows up on that a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and glue the flower down. I may have to add something else to this later just because it needs it. But for now, I'm just going to do this. Probably doesn't have to be glued in absolutely every little spot there is, but it needs to be where the edges don't fly up, catch on things. And I don't know what I'm going to put on that guest check there. Maybe a stamp of something. I could do that, I suppose. I like to use my X-Acto knife to kind of help place these things. Get it where it looks the best. Okay, I'm going to do it like that. This die set is Tim Holtz Wildflowers, I think it's called. You may have remembered if you saw my video about this journal. I used that wildflower there and that, and then I think I had some others somewhere else in this journal. There they are, those. And there's a bunch of them right there. I put them on vellum. I kind of liked the way that turned out. Anyway, it's fun to have those. And probably everybody recognizes them if they've ever used those dies. Okay. That's kind of plain and simple, but I think I'm going to leave it like that. I may stamp a word on there, or I may leave it blank for now and stamp a word on it later. And I think that butterfly looks cute right there. I may stick him on there on the guest check. It's probably not going to show through the window. I guess I could put it over here. Well, he needs to be about right there to show through the window, I think. So we'll just do that. It doesn't have to show all the way, but it'd be cute to have a little bit there. And then I think on the top, since it will be sticking out the top of this, I think I'll put some lace or a ribbon or something up there and finish that off. Or you could put something here if you wanted to. And as I said, the back, you could put paper on or paint it or whatever you want. Let me put it back in the journal and show you how it looks now that it's decorated and how it works with this tag in here, the guest check. And if you want the tag to stick out further, you can glue it further if you want to do that, or just you can place it there, just push it over, and then your check is there. And on the opposite side, you can tuck whatever you want to. In this side, you could put just index cards in there would be good. And the other thing is, see how that kind of moves around? If you want to, you can glue this in with just a little bit of glue at the bottom or the corner or something like that. Or you can use a paper clip, but you could do a covered paper clip. Maybe have a butterfly on it, put it down here. It'd be cute to have the butterfly on the paper clip. Put it there to hold it in place, and then it keeps everything secure in there. So that's my idea for that. I did some others. I'll show you those too. And I'll put pictures at the end like I normally do so you can see a better vision of what I did. These are some that I did. This one opens on this side. It goes on a right pocket. The window side goes on a right pocket. And it just, whoops, it goes behind there. Slides in there like that. And as I said, you can move it to the edge if you want to, or however you want to do that. And you can use those tiny little clips that Tim Holtz has. I don't have any of those, but they're like little tiny bulldog clips. You could clip that on there. You could use a paper clip. You could use a bobby pin, glue, tape, whatever you want to do on that. And this one, I just put paper. Pull it over here where you can see. I just put paper on the back of it. And this is one of those strips of tape. I just took Scotch tape and taped it down in an old dictionary I have that I used definitions out of, and then you just tape it down. I use my bone folder like this and just rub it down really well on the paper, on the dictionary page or whatever other magazine page you want to do. And then what you do is you fold under an edge so you can peel it up, because if you stick it down too good, then you have a hard time getting it off the paper. And you just peel it up, and most of the ink comes up and some of the paper comes up. And so you have to glue it down with a glue stick or whatever glue you choose to make it adhere to your project. So that is that one. And I just added a little topper on this. This is one of those flashcards that I found. Found a box of those one time at Goodwill, and I'm just now getting around to the point where I think I can use those. I'm getting better. I promise I'm getting better. I'm not just hoarding everything I have. This one I made, and I decided to use a sponge. I got this sponge. It was round. It was like a bath sponge. It's not. I think it's plastic. I think it's just been formed somehow. But anyway, I've been using it to make little dabbing sponges, and that's what I did with this paint, and just dabbed on the edge of there and covered up. I think there was an address up here in this corner. This one is also on a right page pocket. And this has that design on the back, but the way these work, unless you plan to take them in and out a lot or whatever, you don't have to worry about that design. You can put something else there if you're going to make them portable pockets and move them around a lot. Just slide some paper in here and glue it down. But once you put it on the page, and it's on the, if it stays on the page, then you don't see that design anymore. You just have the pocket there. And then on this side, I haven't done anything to finish that one off. So I need to finish that yet. And let's see, that was that one. I have another one here. Actually, I have two more here that I have not decorated or finished yet. This one can be either a right page pocket with the tab on the edge, or if you wanted to, you could put the tab at the top like that and have it just a corner tab at the top. And you could also cut this side and put your tab up here. Let's see if this one, if I did this one this way, you might want the tab higher if you were doing this. But you could add this one to the top of your page and have a tab sticking out like that. You could cut into the pocket. So there's a tab. Also, you could use a punch and put an eyelet in there and hang a ribbon from it or something. So that's an idea. And then this one is a left page pocket. And I haven't decorated it either. But it goes on like that. It doesn't have the tab because I felt like this was too narrow to put a tab there. I could have put it on this edge, I suppose, or cut it where I was putting on this edge, but I didn't do that. So, but I did finish the back on this one. I put I had this paper that my friend gave me. It wasn't quite big enough to cover this whole envelope, so I started cutting up different pieces or taking different pieces to finish it. And I noticed that this name was on these two different pieces of paper, so I lined that up so it looks like it kind of goes across. I just thought that was fun. And then since I did that, I thought, well, I'll just leave these as pockets here, so you can put something there. And then I just folded a piece of paper to go in this one. It can just go in there like that. So that gives you a pocket on this side with a pocket up here. And then you turn it to the other side and you have this. And you could put, again, you could use an index card to go in there or whatever you wanted to put in there. And you could put like a pretty magazine page picture, maybe a flower garden or something where it showed through both these windows. Would be pretty, I think, to do there on a big journal card. And just have a snapshot of maybe a specific thing, add a butterfly or something. Lots of options. And then I have one more over here I want to show you. This off. This is one that I kind of got wild and crazy with it. And I'm putting in my boho journal. This little piece of ribbon right here with the sequins on it was left over from my Dollar Tree journal project. I had that ribbon on the edge with the sequins glued to it on the edge of the cover, and it was that much too long. So I took that piece, and I had these strings left hanging. I put a little bit of this snowy mesh on there behind it to have a little extra something there. And then this is a girl I cut out of the front of a pattern, sewing pattern. My mother made me a blouse like that one time, I think, although I don't remember it. And I thought she would be cute on a time card, since it's long enough to be tall enough for this pocket, which I made kind of large. This one I dabbed the paint on with this sponge, the purple and the green, or the teal, and a little bit of gold. This is one of the fabrics I want to use in my boho journal that really got me thinking about making the journal. So I glued a little bit of it to this side, which I like that this blue is here too. And then on this side, this is a pocket here. And this would go on a page like that. And I might glue this one down, just across the bottom or something. I don't know. I'll have to decide when I get to that point in that journal. But this side is like this, and this hangs down past the edge there. Even though that's the wrong side of that fabric, I like it there. And then I like her red hair, so she would go on it, and that would be there. And then I put something lace or something at the top of that. So that's my idea on that one. This one, I plan to put some lace and ribbon or rickrack on this at the bottom. It's got a little bit of gold in it, or sparkle of some kind. And this was my aunt's rickrack. It's very flimsy rickrack. It's very weird, but I think it'd be pretty across there. And then I'll probably put a stamp or a sticker or something up there. So I will try to finish that and put the picture at the end, as I said. So anyway, that is my project this week, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that it gave you some ideas of ways to use some of your window envelopes. If you're like me, you have maybe a endless supply, a supply without end. I certainly do. And but it's fun. It's fun to think up new ways to use them. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. If you think about it and want to, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that so very much. See you next time. Bye-bye.